Let's bring
Bring
in
Josh on here.
Let's
skip
bring
the
in
All-Star game.
Look at that.
Close out the gold medal game for USA. Let's go.
Hey, what up, fellas?
Yo.
What's up? You gonna close out the Olympic gold game for Team USA and get them back on track after the WBC loss?
I'm all in. I'm
Yeah,
all in.
baby.
Sign me up. Hey, I like how it's in the middle of the year, not like spring training. Like that WBC is kind of sketchy. You're going like 110% right off the rip. It's kind of sketchy for me, but
That's true.
WBC. I mean, the Olympics sounds pretty legit.
Remember, Scherzer was on and said the same thing because you remember this past WBC, and people are starting to complain. Oh, we're not getting all the pitchers that we want, especially for Team USA. And Scherzer came on. He's like, "Yo, I'll pitch," and some other guys would pitch that are some of those big names that you're looking for. He's like, "But I'm not doing this in March." He's like, "I'll do it in June, July, August." He's like, "I'm not going to get hurt because of it." You agree?
I'm with it. Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
All right, let's get to biz. So,
But hold on. What kind of chair before I gotta go? What kind of chair?
Oh my gosh.
oh my gosh, it's
a gamer chair, dude. The gamer chair's where it's at.
It's a gaming chair. It's called Op Seat.
Ah, okay. Does that have good back support?
Yeah, it's got like this like little knob thing. I don't know if you can see it, but just throw that thing at the bottom and you're chilling.
I love it.
I like it.
I love it.
Kratz, you do the honors. Take us to Houston.
Yeah, Kratz.
I mean, the Houston Astros have selected for $1 million Josh Hader. What was it like? I mean, it's not like people think, okay, wow, I just got a $100 million contract. Like, that's unbelievable. Like, you were building up to this. But what was that call like when you were like, hey, we want this, we want that? How did the Astros convince you to come down there? Because kind of, on the outside, it kind of looks like they're aging a little bit. Maybe they're not quite as good. And then they go out and get the best reliever in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it happened quick. We had conversations early, like kind of like they were interested, but pretty much through the holidays, it was pretty quiet. And then, they called me up and, we had long talks and pretty much gave me the rundown on what their long-term looks like. Because obviously that was something that we were really trying to do, is be in a place where we could stay there for, 4+ years and, really be able to build that relationship with the community, with the team and the ownership. And, that's something that they looked for us. And I think it was just giving us the straightforward answer, not beating around the bush and telling us their plan. I think that was ultimately where we were like, this is the place we want to be, because they were just so upfront and, just so direct.
What was the plan? What were some of the things? Obviously, I know you can't give us everything, but like, what were some of the things that like made you two say, okay, yeah, I like that?
I'd say the biggest one was this Altuve signing.
They told you that was going to happen.
They hinted to it. I mean, they were basically saying like, we're going to try and make this guy an Astro for life. And, obviously what Altuve has done for this organization and for the community, he's a big part of everything Houston Astros. So that's somebody you want to be able to ride out your career with. And, just for how he plays the game, the way he handles himself, how humble he is. I've been able to meet him. I was in the minor leagues when I got called up to spring training, but I had an interaction with him, and, top-notch dude. And, as a teammate, I've heard nothing but great things about him.
Okay, Hader, we have to whisper, okay? I just want to know who the other teams were that you were talking to. Everybody never talks about it, but you and I can talk about it, okay?
Yeah, it was like a lot of like good teams that were really competitive.
Okay, now I need names.
You're already signed. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a few good teams. I think there was a lot of teams that were competitive, and I think ultimately we were looking for teams that were very competitive, and we wanted to go win a World Series. And I'll give you a few. I'd say the Dodgers were one of them. They were in the room, but never fully stepped in. and I'd say the Yankees were talking. It just never came through, and
Nah.
I think a lot of teams, they were interested, but nothing really came from it. So I think that was the biggest thing. So Houston, they were straight up. They were like, "Hey, you're the guy we want. All right, this is what we're going to give you. This is our plan," and they made it happen.
It's awesome.
Good for you. All right, so you're the closer. They said you are the closer, or
We'll see what
did they?
happens, man.
Well, no, because they have a pretty decent guy down there that has done okay.
Yeah, but he already
Yeah.
said, let's go.
I know, I
Let's go.
understand, but
We're winning a World Series. That's the end goal for all of us in that pen is to
Facts.
show up
true.
and pitch and win. Whatever we have to do that, that's what we're going to do.
Okay, because Craig Kimbrell did that once. He got traded one time to the White Sox. Said, "I'm fine pitching the eighth," and couldn't get anybody out. So I just want to know. I went if
Josh has done that, though.
I know, I understand that. I'm just saying, if old Espada comes to you one day and says, "Hey, man, we need you to go the eighth," they got, we're facing the Yankees and they got Rizzo, Judge, and Soto coming up. We need you to go 1, 2, 3 in the eighth so we can have Presley for the ninth. I mean, I just want to make sure old Hader's okay with that.
I think we'll find out once the season starts on what the deal is. But I can give you this information that whatever we need to do to win, I'm all in.
Okay, I love it.
Facts.
I love that answer. That's a great answer.
That is a great answer. Josh, I want to talk to you about your fastball, dude. I remember facing you a couple years back or whatever it was. I thought I was on it every time, and there's no chance in hell I was on it. I look back on film. I couldn't tell if I was underneath, late. Can you explain to me, is it deception? Is it rise? Is there something that do you hold it a different way? What makes your fastball so effective?
So I mean, obviously, I'm not a hitter, but from what I've been told is the angle that my arm is. So it's like a 5'6" height, and I throw a two seamer, like kind of. I don't have a baseball on me, but I throw a two seamer that's kind of like shifted a little bit off the seam. So like, I guess the angle and how my hand stays behind the ball, I guess, gives that a natural like four seam ride. But from the hitters, I guess it looks like it's maybe a two seamer, so they anticipate like a tailing or a sink type action. But I guess just the way my hand comes through and pronates through that seam, it allows it to kind of go up.
Absolutely filthy. I just one of those at bats where you go back to the dugout like, dude, I know a fastball's coming and I still can't hit it. And that's the most frustrating part about baseball. I mean, Kratzy, AJ, I think you'd agree with me. It's one of those, can't even call it invisible because it's 95 plus. So that's all I got on that. I was just curious what, if there was something different that you did, but now understanding, I wish you would have told me that about 7 years ago. Appreciate it.
Well, would it have helped?
We can run it back
No.
if you want, Fraser.
We can run it back.
No. I'm good.
Hey, Josh, one more on the teams. So a lot of people thought that the Rangers might be interested. Were you surprised that they weren't more aggressive about it? I know, the excuse du jour of the offseason was, we're waiting on the TV money, but they won a World Series, and obviously now they're your rivals, so you're going to want to stomp on them. But a lot of people were like, that's what they're missing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the biggest thing for them was the TV deal. I think, obviously, I'm not behind their finances or anything like that, but that's what was stopping them from making moves, I guess. And like I said, we're just here to win a World Series, and Houston was the team that showed us that they're all in for that opportunity, and they've done it too. So, full go Houston Astros.
Yeah, facts. You don't care about the Rangers. You're in
Nope.
the real city of Texas and
Texas,
Houston.
baby. Yep.
Have you guys take us through kind of, what the process is for you? Have you gone down to Houston and gone to look for a house? Are you looking up, what's that place where like north of there, like Boot Ranch or something where people live? Do you know where you're going to be living, or are you still trying to figure that out before spring training starts?
Yeah, so we actually stayed there a little bit longer when we did the press conference. So we went out there, I want to say it was Saturday, maybe, I don't know, my days were all mixed up, but we went out there, we stayed a few extra days when looked at some houses, and it was a lot of fun. We got to see different neighborhoods and see what we really liked, and we actually found a house that we liked. So possibly in the process of getting that and being able to settle down and be able to raise our family in Houston.
Let me talk about Corbin Burns a little bit. Just got traded to the Baltimore Orioles. I want to know, we talked about him, how he kind of surprised about the trade. How do you think he's feeling right now, and what do you think he's going through? I know we had him on the other day, but that's one of your guys right there. So talk about him a little bit and how he'll do with Baltimore, but ultimately how he's feeling over that trade situation. First time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was pretty overwhelming at the time. I mean, obviously, like no one knows when they're going to be traded, right? I think it's unexpected, but um, Milwaukee is known to either sign guys at an earlier time in their career, or they ride them as much as they could until they can get the best value and then kind of dump them out. So for him to go to Beadmore, and that's my hometown, so I was always a fan of watching Baltimore players and stuff like that. But for him to go to a team that's young, obviously what they did last year, and to add a guy like that into their starting rotation, I mean, come on now. I mean, that just adds a lot of fuel to that fire over there for that team, and obviously with the new ownership too. I mean, a lot to look forward to in Baltimore, and also we get to see him twice. So hopefully, I get the chance to see him start a few times. So obviously, not going to be cheering for the Orioles at all, but always cheering for my boy to do well.
I mean, you sound kind of like an Orioles fan. We just got to make sure we check those numbers when you come in at Camden Yards to save a game. But I got a little piece of advice for you here. Make sure when you guys hang out, because I know you and Burns are going to hang out. Maybe get out on the lake a little bit. Make sure you pay for dinner this year, because next year and for life, he's paying for dinner. Okay. What kind of advice do you got for him for free agency?
Honestly, just don't stress about it. I think it's all different. Obviously, the market and free agency is always different each year. Just enjoy it. Don't really dig too deep into I need to sign early, because I think he has that mindset where he's not expecting to sign right off the rip at November 1st, right, or right after the season. So just go with the flow, hear what you got, and I mean, he's the best pitcher out there, right? So he's going to get his market value, and he's going to get everything that he needs to take care of his family.
Oh, hold on one sec. I was muted. Sorry, Josh. AJ disappeared. Question for you. So some fans, in my mind, troll a little bit about innings. And like last year, oh, we didn't get Josh in a meaningless game in the 8th inning last year. What's your response, especially now, like signing with a team, to some fans that keep saying, well, we want Josh to pitch, 2 or 3 innings like the old Hader? Do you feel like there's like some unfair criticism at times about it? And also, I mean, I wanted to get into the arbitration system and how maybe there's a better way for relievers to be rewarded, because there's even teams that won't pitch young guys because they don't want them to rack up saves because it'll cost them more.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks that the business had to come in that way, because it is, at the end of the day, I love playing this game. I'm going to do anything I can to win, but also you got to think about the health of yourself and being able to provide for your family. Now, I was, like you said, I was going through the arbitration system, and I was with the Brewers. It's not like the Padres put me through that process, but the system told me that the way that any reliever, not even just myself, but any reliever, is valued based off saves. And, for me at the time, I was going multiple innings, going from the 4th inning maybe to the 7th, also doing 2 2/3 save outings and just different things like that, like, which I was fine with. But when I was told to my face that, that's not worth anything, like, you got to get saves, that's where I was like, well, I'm not going to blow my arm out if you're not going to invest in me. So my investment back was, I'll get you the inning, I'll get you the saves, and we'll do everything, but you got to put a team and a bullpen around to do that, right? And obviously, the team that we had going into that year, we had a back end bullpen that was unbelievable. So, I think that's where things sometimes show a little bit more of the business when, things kind of fall out of place where, maybe we get into a jam and we need some help, and everybody's expecting that to be me. So, yeah, I mean, it hurts obviously for the fan base, and it's not something that I wanted to do to them, but at the same time, I have to take care of myself and make sure that I make it healthy out of that year. But like I said before, I think the biggest thing a lot of people don't realize is, like, once you get to playoffs, for me, it was like full game. Like I was willing to do whatever we needed to do to win, because I think, and obviously you guys played this game, is like it takes a complete army to make it through a whole entire season. And it's going to take guys from the minor leagues. It's going to take guys that are coming back from injuries to step up and do their job. So I think that's kind of where, at that moment, like, we were close to potentially making a playoff spot. And at that end of the year where they think, oh, well, if he could have came in this situation, maybe we could have won. And now, obviously, hypothetically, like, if I do my job correctly, like, sure. But if I go in there and blow it, like, what's the saying then? And I understand that, like, you would rather have that opportunity to say, look, we gave it the chance and he failed, but at least that he tried. But at the end of the day, to the Padres fans, I gave it my all, but it sucks that the business had to kind of put that sour taste in their mouth.
Yeah, I was all over this place when all that stuff came out. Look, there is, for a Padres fan, for the soon-to-be Astros fans of Josh Hader, this dude right here is a gamer, and he will get out there. Don't get it twisted, the whole, like, oh, he's not going to throw the eighth inning because we're almost at 500 as a team. No, this dude is a gamer, and you are out there for the team. And in the playoffs, I know you want that ball. That's who you are.
Absolutely. Thanks, Kratzy. It means a lot. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hey, on that note, Kratz, we got to pump the channel a little bit. I caught some clips. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
yeah.
YouTube channel.
Yeah, let's. What do you got to say about it? All right, I need a little Stricken Outdoors.
Oh man, Stricken Outdoors. No, but no, I think you, like, the way you guys are doing it, the way that I'm trying to do it, it's give the fans a different outlook of us off the field, what I like to do, and away from the baseball. I think that's a different form of content that I think fans would really enjoy. So I'm trying to maybe give baseball tips. My buddy showed me how to hunt in middle school going into high school. So I fell in love with hunting, bow hunting. And so we just document our hunts, document pretty much anything we can, and share it with fans.
Do you think this kind of stuff needs to be done more by players?
I mean, I think baseball's probably I wouldn't say the only sport, but there's a lot of people in baseball don't like to kind of release a lot of information or show outside life, just because I mean, you're very vulnerable when you're letting people inside your life like that. And I feel like baseball has always been that type of sport where it's been like baseball and that's it. Like, you don't really see the fashion of guys, you don't really see lifestyles and different things like that. So I think, and two, like, with us having the technology we have, we're able to bring them live, direct content just in the palm of our hand. So I think just some guys just kind of, letting loose and kind of showing people like what they like to do other than play baseball.
Don't you think this would grow the game? Don't you think this would?
Yeah.
If I mean, obviously not everybody's a hunter giving pitching lessons, and not everybody's the elite, the best closer with the all MLB statues that you have behind you there, which is a nice humble brag by you. But not everybody's as big time as you. But don't you feel like this would help grow the game and also grow each player's platform for whatever they believe in or enjoy?
Yeah, I think it gives the viewer of or a fan of baseball access to their favorite player. Like I saw that I believe it was Netflix are following around doing Red Sox. I think in the next couple of years or maybe this year. I'm not really sure exactly
This year.
when, but yeah. So this year. So I think that is awesome. So, like for instance, F1 when they did that whole series, and I started watching F1 because of it. I think that's a way that you can get these fans into enjoying a different part of the game, and then they see this guy that they have the same interest in, and then they're like, all right, well, I'm gonna go check him out on the baseball field or whatever it may be.
Yeah, grows the game. Now, my one last comment is, have you changed? Actually, it's a question. Have you changed your hats to not be the mesh back? Because I can't be wearing no mesh back hats, getting burnt. Have you got some full fitted hats for the big fella to get?
I don't have full fitted yet. I'm still rocking the mesh, if you can tell. I know
I still have
you're
that
not a
hat.
big fan, but it's just hard for to sell different hats with fitteds because it's not easy to one size fit all. It's just you got to be so specific and make sure you have all those hats. So how about this, Kratzy? I'll get a hat your size, fitted, and then we can call it a deal. So you don't have to worry about the spots on the back of your head from the sun.
No, we don't. Yeah, we don't got time for that. Maybe like a JH sweatshirt too. I mean, I'm just saying.
We'll work it in. We'll work it in for sure.
Give it some pub. Yeah. Hey, the YouTube channel already got an extra 100 or 200 subs since we spoke about it. So I'll take that.
I appreciate y'all. Much love.
Of course.
Much love.
Everybody needs to check it out.
Yes. Agreed. And we'll post all about it coming up in just a sec when we get off with Josh. One more for you, because AJ and me are going to visit you. We'll do the double dip. We'll do the Nats camp and the Astros camp stop. So you ready for the Florida differential from Arizona?
Yeah, I'm a little bit ready. I'm not really sure. Last time I was in Florida, I was in minor leagues, Kissimmee. So much different than West Palm. But I'm excited. I think obviously the travel's a little bit different, but from what I've heard, it's a lot of fun, and obviously you play the same teams a lot. But I'm excited to get out there. Like I said, I like being outdoors, so I'm going to be getting a lot of fishing done. I'm going to be golfing, so I'm going to make sure I enjoy some Florida time.
You don't got no gray pants. You're not going on no road trips. Don't do that.
Shit.
We'll see. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, you know how that works.
Some great pants here in AZ though.
All we ask is that you hit Rowdy Tellez one time in spring training if you face him. Okay?
He's going to be visiting.
No
Promise. Book it. Love it.
Josh, thanks for joining us, dude. Obviously, we were excited to have you back since you signed. There's the page again for everyone. Josh.Hader71 is the YouTube channel. Check it out. Videos across the board, like you mentioned. You get some baseball, you get some outdoors life. And congrats on the new deal, dude. Astros fans are pumped. This is a big past month for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you guys for having me on. It was good to see you and talk to you guys.
Cheers, man.
Hader.
All right,
Thank
take care,
you.
guys.
Josh Hader with us on FT Live. Good stuff.